What's up, UFC fans? UFC on Fox, number 6. It's shaping up to be a pretty decent card. The main event is the Flyweight Championship, which I'm not too enthused about, but Rampage Jackson's fighting Glover Teixeira. And the fight I'm covering right now is Donald Cerrone versus Anthony Pettis, which, if you're looking at lightweight matchups, it's one of the best matchups you can make right now as far as determining the number one contender. And there's a lot of talk behind Donald Cerrone and Anthony Pettis and who's going to become the next number one contender. These guys are both up in the ranking, and they're going to fight. And Donald Cerrone's 19-4, and they have similar fights in the last year, the 2 fights or 3 fights that these guys fought. They both fought Jeremy Stephens and beat him by decision. And Donald Cerrone fought Melvin Guillard in his last fight, and he gave him a head kick and knocked him out with punches. It was pretty sick. Well, Anthony Pettis, same thing. He beat Jeremy Stephens by decision, and then instead of knocking out Melvin, he knocked out Joe Lozon. And he did it in the same sort of fashion. First round, within a minute or 2 minutes, gave him a head kick and a bunch of punches and really just messed him up. So they're both coming off vicious knockout victories. So both these guys are going to be pumped up, and both these guys are definitely deserving of being in the talk for lightweight champion of the world or number one contender, because both these guys are that good. In my opinion, I think that Anthony Pettis, I'm giving him the nod to win the fight. Donald Cerrone lost last time in a stand-up fight, mostly to Nate Diaz. And last time Anthony Pettis lost, he lost to Clay Guida. So we see that Pettis has some weakness as far as wrestling and takedown defense. But I think in this fight, he's going to have okay stand-up, enough to do well against Cerrone. I'm not saying he's better standing up than Cerrone, but I think he'll be able to hold his own, get the takedowns, and I think at 25 years old, he's more of a complete package than Donald Cerrone. I know I'm going to get a lot of heat for saying this, because Donald Cerrone is really good. I wouldn't bet on this fight. In other words, I wouldn't bet against Donald Cerrone. I think he's really good, and I wouldn't want to lose money in the name of Donald Cerrone right now. But if I'm allowed to take a prediction, I'm predicting Anthony Pettis to win the fight. But then again, I'm not putting my money where my mouth is this time. So let me know what you think. But I'm staying out of this one. I got some other fights that I'm betting on. I'm going to bet on Glover Teixeira over Rampage. And I'm going to bet on Brian Stann over Wanderlei Silva at UFC on Fuel TV number 8. And that's what I think. I think some of the old stars are going to go down. Like the last time when we saw Shogun lose to Gustafsson. And we also saw how bad BJ truly was.